Are we live? We are live. We are live. We are
Oh,
live.
we are so live.
Is that
So
my
live.
radio voice? My radio voice. Welcome to the
Good
Review Podcast.
afternoon.
My name is Good Afternoon. My name is Barry Grant Jr. That is Josh Tariff over there. How you doing, my friend?
I am hanging in there. You know, we are a month from the showcase of the Immortals.
Officially on the road.
Officially on the road to a half-filled Allegiant Stadium. And
why do you gotta be so negative? You just got here. Okay?
I'm not being negative because it's reached a halfway point thanks to that 31.6% off sale that they did on 3/16 day. It's feeling good. I mean, we got a couple good steps going into some of the matches that we'll break down.
That we did call.
That we did call, and some things that we found very entertaining this week.
Yeah.
There's one thing in particular I can't wait for us to bring up because I have a feeling you are either going to disagree with me or not have thought of the point that I will bring on it. That's what we call in the biz a little tease.
Little tease.
For
is that towards the ending of the show, middle, or what are we talking about here?
It depends whenever we bring it up.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I'll let you know what that part is when we get to it.
Right. Okay, there you go. You'll give me a heads up.
Yes.
I'm ski mask season right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's Scully season. It's supposed to be like almost spring, but tell outside that because it's still cold as hell in New York City. Very cold, and I don't like it.
Can you tell Los Angeles that it's supposed to be spring season and not like the hottest time of the year?
Oh,
it's current outside of my house right now. It's currently 94 degrees.
Wow. And they say that global warming and climate change is not a thing, huh?
Nah, what's that?
Lots to discuss. Obviously, Josh got into it, man. Friday Night SmackDown was a doozy. Let's just go ahead and go into it. Obviously, let's just kick this off with a bang. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. I think over the weeks, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, that we were talking about. Did we ever lean that Cody was the one that was supposed to start this turn, or was it supposed to be babyface and babyface? We're going ahead and go and tell the story of the history, legacy, all that other stuff. Did we ever pick and choose which one was supposed to probably lean? Because we all knew that, there's been a lot of jeers going Cody's way, right? Like, you've heard the mixed the mixed receptions, some cheers, some boos. People have Cody fatigue. So naturally, they were probably going to cheer Randy a lot more just because of that. But I don't think that we necessarily discussed that Randy was going to turn heel. I think I mentioned it, but
we did a little bit.
Never really
we did a little
hammer
bit.
anything home. We did, right?
We did a little bit because we've been expecting it for a while. Like, when is he going to turn on Cody? But the key thing with that was, when will he turn on Cody? But then are the fans just going to like that? Because right now Cody is in that phase of this run that is similar to the phase that Cena was at one point in the run where, hey, he's only doing the good thing and he's always doing like the right thing.
Yeah.
And this and that and put on great matches, but the crowd is now booing because they want to see the switch.
Right.
And they're not necessarily going to do it. So that's where like the frustration is. So all of a sudden, he's not turning. Well, now let's cheer and go nuts for Randy because he is turning.
Right.
And I saw like a post about it, how it's been 5 years since Randy Orton was a heel, which is like the longest he went in his career without turning one way or the other, which is just hilarious to me that there's a tracker for that. But this was something with layers and it felt great. And I mean, I will tell you, you and I are definitely on the boat with, this should clearly be the main event for Saturday between the two. I'm going to be honest. That one segment with Cody and Randy, for me, was better than any of the Punk Roman promos.
I agree. I'm not even going to disagree.
Right. And because of Randy being like, this is supposed to be Drew. I don't want this to happen, because he's fighting himself fighting his own voices. Like, I'm supposed to do this. I can't do this. You're my friend. What are we doing here? And Cody's just like, I know what you're going to do. Let's just start doing it, type deal. And then Randy pretty much commits murder at the end of SmackDown. I can't believe, there's always like that moment once in a blue moon where I can't believe I've never seen a move like this executed before.
Right.
And when he positioned Cody with the steps to then have like the straight chair shot with it, where clearly, he's hitting the stairs, but obviously the angles of that is like, wow, that looks vicious. How come no one's ever done that before?
And on top of that too, like from every angle, if you're in the building, right, it definitely does look like he's hitting him, right? It's a very, I think kudos to Randy Orton just for being a veteran and understanding just like camera work and theatrics and all of that stuff, because it kind of like, it's like the concerto thing, right? Like concerto, when done the right way, can be able to come off as, oh snap, he really hit the hell out of him, right? But this had a lot of really good camera work and the dramatics, and I'm sure you're gonna agree with this too. When you have eliminated blood from your regular programming, it made it a lot more serious.
Yes, it made it a lot more vicious.
Right. And that's why, for me, it stuck out, because the brutality of it, it was like, that's wrestling right there. That's when you know it's real. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's a combination of the brutality with Cody trying to like regain consciousness with everyone and EMTs and all that checking on him, and then Randy Orton sitting in the chair that he used in the ring, stoic with blood on his shirt, just holding the title of, I'm finally at peace, because like this is finally where I should be.
Right.
Like
all I wanted was this.
This was hook, line, sinker. That is how you build a Mania main event in one segment.
And also too, what they did was they didn't really get into this dialogue. This
right. They didn't get into why Randy, why we're not in that yet.
It just hit, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't dragged out. It was just boom. It was like, holy crap, that was good. That's how that growing up, that's what we're used to seeing, right? Like we're used to seeing that type of action. And kudos to both of these guys understanding wrestling history, being students of the game, understanding the moment, understanding how to execute, because not only did Randy execute, but Cody did as well. He sold it as a sympathetic babyface, being able to be completely taken aback, surprised, and having that emotion and that shock value on his face, like what the hell is going on here? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even really conscious enough to figure out what the hell just happened to me. You know what I mean? Like that, all of that stuff was perfect. So that leads into Monday Night Raw. We'll continue to cover the Randy stuff, and then we'll get into everything else. Can somebody tell me, and I just want to be asked this question, did Randy shoot that on a 1999 camera? Where do you get a camera that looks that bad in 2026?
One thing about Randy Orton that I appreciate is that he will always carry 2 phones with him at all times, one of which is an iPhone 3. Because he sticks to his roots. He doesn't need all the fancy things. And he is totally fine with cutting pixelated promos. Yeah, like that's the type of thing. Like, did the low quality have any impact on the promo itself? To
Absolutely
me,
not.
None.
Absolutely not.
I could have cared. It could have just been audio. It could have been HD. It didn't matter.
Added to it. It added to it because I'm just like, because the whole time I'm like, where the hell they get a camera that looks this bad? This is I'm curious now. I'm like, man, where did they find this? Where did they find this? But what did you take away from who was he talking to?
So
who do you think that he was talking? Because I personally think he was talking to his dad. That's what I think.
And that I have 3 thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
That one is the one I would prefer the most of the 3. He's talking to his dad. It's Cowboy Bob Orton. He's reminding, hey, no, there's more than one royal family. Mm-hmm. We're the Ortons. He was in the very first WrestleMania.
Right.
This and that. And guess what? My dad can be in my corner. What yours can't.
Your dad's not here. Right.
Right. So like you have that aspect of it. One option that people have been talking about on Twitter, and I hate to break it to them, this ain't going to happen. It's not The Rock.
No,
it's not The Rock. And I get the story. The story would be there because this is his way. Oh, Cody embarrassed him the last time. It wouldn't sell his soul. Now it's Randy, blah, blah, blah. But it ain't going to happen. The other one that I like a little bit, but again, as far as I know, could not happen, would be Ric Flair. Because the relationship, because I think Flair is still under contract with AEW.
Yes.
But more than one royal family. Flair's reminding Orton's, and obviously their relationship with all that.
Yeah.
And then the other option, though, that I think could be intriguing is Aleister Black. And I say that because Aleister, right before Elimination Chamber, beat Randy Orton.
Yes. And
has been trying to get in the mind of him and Sammy. And, he's doing everything that Karrion Kross was doing last year. But they're now just doing Aleister Black.
It's amazing how they just gave him the gimmick, didn't they?
Right. But so it's like, was his talking kind of build? No, it's not like building a team or a stable, but like building an alliance of some kind.
An understanding, yeah.
An understanding, a business relationship. So I think that is also an intriguing factor. Someone also mentioned to me is like, oh, what if it was Sami Zayn doing it? And I was just like, it could make sense.
But what would be the angle there for him?
Exactly.
For Sammy to convince Randy.
For like Sammy to be Randy's like sidekick.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
So my main ideas are, along with you, his dad, Cowboy Bob Orton. That's my favorite pick. And then I would also lean towards, I could roll with Aleister Black being it as well.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there. I just think that Cowboy makes the most sense just because he can be able to say, look, I have been nauseous watching you for 5 years try to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah.
I remember you as a snot-nosed kid that gave me so much problems to the point where I had to put you in basic training. I had to put you in military school. I had to do all of these things to try to get you to be able to be on the straight and narrow, to be a responsible kid, but you were always a problem child. And at some point, I accepted who you are. I've never accepted you to be this clean-cut guy. That's not who you are. And that's why you have not gotten close to the championship, and you're close now and you need to go back to who you are. That's the story, right? That's the story of him being able to listen to somebody that can get to him. Nobody else can get to him like that, but his dad can. And that's where that would make sense. For Aleister Black, that story that you told, yes, that they have an understanding. He's this devil on the shoulder that, listen, you need to tap into that dark side. And there might not be a stable for Randy to be a part of, but I do see some type of stable that does come along at some point that is the House of Black, not the actual name, but something that is that for Aleister Black to be able to now ascend, because I do feel that after WrestleMania, he's going to get a push at some point.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I see that happening as well. Can I see Sami Zayn being a part of that? Absolutely, I can see it, because that nobody would expect that, right? But for Randy, it wouldn't make sense for Randy. So those two I do like. I just like the Bob Orton side of that better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I agree. And then so one, and I don't know why this one just came up to me, but in the world of TKO and how they always try to bring people back that people don't want back. Why could I also see Shane McMahon being on the phone?
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? Yeah, listen, if I see Shane McMahon on my TV, I may break it. But for TKO purposes, it would make sense. You know who we love to have back? Shane McMahon.
Because wrestling has more than one royal family.
Right. So they got to get all the royal families back in there now. Right? Yeah. That's just the one I don't want to see.
Oh, no. Oh, I assure you, nor do I.
No.
So we're going to hear Here Comes the Money on SmackDown this week.
I can take Stephanie on my TV because Stephanie knows the act. She understands drama on TV. Shane, I love you, but no, just stay gone. Moving on. Confusion is the word that I have here, Josh. Confusion.
Ooh.
We get a
confusion is such a confusing word.
Yeah, so now we have the smoke and mirrors. We have the League of Shadows come out again, and and Seth Rollins takes off the ski mask, and he's talking, and all of a sudden, this part I like though. I like the fact that Paul Heyman just knows how to just lean into the theatrics, the tears on one side, he's beat up. His tie is not tied correctly.
Hadn't shaved in a week.
He's limping, right? All of these things are just great. So that was good. And then he's like, oh, F-A-F-O. I knew it was going to happen. F-A-F-5, right? And Brock Lesnar's music. But this is what confuses me, because you're intertwining stories here, right? Yes. I don't understand how the stare down between Brock and Seth Rollins, it just felt like they were buying time for Oba to come out. And I'm an execution guy, right? I timing is everything for me, right? And for me, I just don't know how that intertwining just made sense, because it seemed like Seth Rollins was the one that got Oba to come out, right? Like he's like, oh, I'm this architect. I'm this guy. Like, explain that to me. I don't
feel it was made to make sense. It was made to troll.
Okay.
It was 100% made to troll, because they all know everyone wanted Oba and Brock.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, Brock comes out to confront Seth.
Right.
We're all thinking, oh, it's going to be Brock and Seth again. Well, the story does make sense, but I'm not happy about this. Gotcha. And here comes Oba. And by the way, can we end the army of hooded guys now that Brock killed all of them? Do we have to have them come back now?
The League of Shadows needs to go back to the shadows.
Because Brock, like, it's amazing how you might occasionally forget how insanely strong Brock Lesnar still is.
Listen, the one that when he got to the front of the out, like, you know, right by the announce table and threw the guy like 6 feet.
Into another guy. And then I felt bad for the last guy that got the suplex into the guard, the barrier. Yeah.
He literally fell on his head. He fell right on his head.
Yeah.
Like, Brock is insanely strong. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to take a bump from him. You just couldn't.
No.
Just couldn't.
So you have like the tease, and then the gotcha was like, oh, no, we are going to get what we want. And you had the stare down with Oba and Brock, and then Oba giving Brock a freaking last ride power bomb
with ease.
And then I love this because this is like the area that Brock never gets enough credit for.
His selling.
The selling, and you seen him tell Oba, put your foot on me.
Yeah.
Like we need to make this a big moment.
Yeah.
So we're getting Oba and Brock. We had the tease. That was a tremendous segment for Oba and Brock.
Yes.
But notice I'm talking about Oba and Brock. Well, Seth Rollins was there the whole time too.
So that now goes into my other question for you, Josh, as a, you know, because you've been a tremendous booker on this show. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue to lean into your booking abilities. We obviously we're getting Oba and Brock. Everybody's excited about that, but there is a missing component here. Who is Seth facing at WrestleMania? We saw a segment later on in the show where Paul Heyman is now talking to Austin Theory, talking to Logan Paul about, we don't have any leverage, we have no power because we need titles. Titles gives you power. Title gives you authority. You can be able to call your own shots once you have the power. So you guys need to figure out a way to get that power. And now they have their eyes set on the Usos. But if that's the case, then
are the Usos tag champions? I wouldn't know because I never see them with the damn belts.
See them with belts, yeah. But with that being said, that now leaves Seth with nothing. So please, sir, I need to get your insight in regards to who you might think that they have tucked away for Seth Rollins.
Well, the story that would make the most sense is if Braun Breaker is healthy enough.
Right.
If they can do that and he shows up next, maybe you can go as close as in 2 weeks. That's
2 weeks is the
Rollins is in the ring and Braun shows up and spears him.
Yeah.
And then you set that up. Okay. Here's the other thing though. Someone that we have not mentioned at all today. I don't think we mentioned him at all last week. Where the hell is LA Knight? I almost feel like at this point, because of the injuries, they could just pivot to something along the lines of Rollins and LA Knight. In trying to build the story of, hey, his whole plan of building the vision and securing the title started when he faked his injury against LA Knight. That was covered on Unreal.
Right.
Both guys have nothing set right now. I'm not saying it's a match I want to happen there because it hasn't been a good enough build for that. But if Braun Breaker is not ready for Mania, that's a solution that you give both of them a match on the card. I don't like it, but it's something. The only other thing would be, is there another powerhouse type guy that you could then put in that role as a surprise opponent for Seth Rollins that would be aligning himself with Paul Heyman?
Royce Keys.
You could. I think the better spot for Royce Keys, and you might find this funny, I think the better spot for Royce Keys is for him to team up with Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll and a mystery partner against Miz and Kit Wilson.
I don't hate it.
And then all of a sudden, Royce Keys comes out, his Mania debut. Him and Jelly Roll beat the hell out of Miz and Kit.
Gives Royce Keys a WrestleMania moment, so that's cool.
Exactly. Now, you could still also do Jelly Roll and Danhausen, and you give him an actual match. So then Royce Keys could fit in this role. But now you have Royce Keys coming in as a heel then.
Right.
Aligning with Paul Heyman.
And I think they've kind of lined him up as a babyface, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of confusion.
I get confusion. That was your key word with this, and it's a perfect word for it.
Confusion. It's just, kudos to Seth Rollins to be able to like understand the moment and understand that's not his segment to be able to, kind of be the star. It was more to get something else over, which was great.
Yeah,
he's always been very good at that, being a good company guy, but at the same time, he's come back, and his comeback is a big deal. The fans have always embraced Seth Rollins in regards to whatever he does. You need to have something for him, and I'm hoping that it is Braun. I'm hoping that is what we get, because the way they're going about this is that's exactly what's happening. So if we get to 2 weeks and there's still no Braun Breaker, I am going to be like, okay, you could have just left Seth Rollins off Mania completely and started this for Backlash. You could have been able to push this after Mania instead of starting this too early. You don't get the match that you want, and now the storyline falls flat because it's already fallen flat. And Seth Rollins is supposed to be able to come back to be able to breathe life back into the actual feud. So I'm hoping that it's Braun. But if it's not Braun, then they really have some issues. And at this point, I think LA Knight is just going to host WrestleMania. He's going to be the host of WrestleMania. Gosh. That's what's going to happen.
You might be right.
What else is there? He's a LA guy, right? He lives in Vegas here. He just might just be the host of WrestleMania. And that would suck, because for a guy that's that over with the fans and you can't create anything for him, it worries me that if you leave him off Mania, then there is no plans for LA Knight for the rest of the year, because it just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and go talk about this segment. I was confused because it talks about LA Knight as well.
Confusing word.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Usos with no tag team titles again for like the 5th straight week, right? And he bumps into them, and he's just like, hey, I see that you guys might be trying to, run this back in regards to the bloodline stuff. I ain't with that. So if you go ahead and do that, then we got a problem. But if we can be able to still have an understanding, we cool, we good. But that bloodline stuff, I ain't with. Make it make sense for me. Like, what's the point of having that interaction if there might not be any payoff, which it doesn't look like there is going to be?
Perry, I'm not a miracle worker. How am I?
You have to be. You have to be, damn it. All right, make it make sense for me.
Okay, you throw Royce Keys in with LA Knight against the Usos at Mania. I don't know. It's weird. That's just a word for it. It's like, why is LA Knight involved in it at all?
At all.
Jey Uso all of a sudden made a complete 180 and is back to like psycho bloodline Jey Uso, which I love. I much preferred that Jey Uso, but there was never an explanation of the transition back to that Jey Uso.
Right. It just happened.
It just kind of happened. Jimmy has to be leaving at some point based on whenever Naomi's due for the baby. Mm-hmm. So, with them, I would not at all be surprised if they end up dropping the tag titles.
As they should.
And now it just dawned on me on what it would be with LA Knight, which I'm not happy with.
Yeah, I just
here. Logan and Austin Theory win the tag titles. In the match, Jimmy gets injured off TV. LA Knight steps in to be Jay's partner, and they go for the tag titles at Mania.
And because they have a history of not
getting along
with each other, that kind of
right. You play that story.
Oh, and then because there's inner turmoil there, they do lose the tag titles at WrestleMania, which probably then sparks, because we never necessarily got a LA Knight Jey Uso feud, like full on.
Correct.
Feud,
we never got a full on feud. No. So we got matches, but no full on feud.
So that's probably the lane that they go into. That would make sense.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going in with this. So then Jimmy is off Mania, if this were to happen, and then you have LA Knight begrudgingly teaming with Jay.
Right, and then Jay blaming LA Knight for losing the tag titles.
Correct.
Okay. Listen, we normally book better than WWE anyway, so let's see. AJ Lee Bailey.
Great.
What a great match.
Excellent.
What a great match they put on.
Good match.
And now what I talked about last time with AJ Lee having the rust on the, I didn't see anything. I think she was very good here. I think very sharp in the ring. Bailey's just so good. And that's what I want to kind of hammer home in this segment, Josh, is that people really need to put respect on Bailey's name. She's so good that she gets passed over too much because she's so good. A lot of times when you're just a consistent worker and you're great, people are just like, oh yeah, they're great.
Oh, I mean, I would go.
Ends up just getting passed over.
I would go so far as I could even say Bailey has done more and has been better overall in her career than Charlotte.
100%.
Obviously, Charlotte's got the titles.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the
and
work.
Charlotte is incredible.
Yeah, she doesn't have the work rate like Bailey does.
Bailey works with anyone.
Yeah,
no matter where on the card, no matter what's on the line.
Yeah.
And obviously all the things that she does in giving back.
Yeah.
With her Lord Stone, I think is what she's calling her little women's wrestling camp that she's been financially backing.
Wow.
So she's
great, man. She's great.
She's a great wrestler. She's a great ambassador. She's a great person. She is what you want someone to be like in wrestling.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just in my opinion, WWE really misses the boat because you can turn Bailey into such a white hot baby face that she can be able to just you can put the belt on her and have her have a long run and you won't miss a beat in regards to the momentum of the women's division. She's that good that you can be able to do that. It's just that, again, she's so good that the writing team or Triple H or whoever it is like, okay, don't worry about it, Bailey. We'll get Bailey back in the mix at some point because she's so good. That's what happens, is that you get passed over because you're so good. Oh, because you said it. She can work with everybody, right?
Yeah.
You put Bailey in it. Oh, somebody comes in. We just brought this person in.
She just did the Triple H show last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Make her work with Bailey. That. She's literally on a lesser scale Seth Rollins of the women's division. She's She is such a company person, good worker. She just does what she's supposed to do. She's always phenomenal in the ring. But Seth Rollins doesn't get passed over, but she does. And I just want to see her get her fair share at some point, because if she doesn't, then my prediction is going to come true where she says, I need more. I understand. I love this place, but
I'm gonna give one different comparison.
Yeah. Give her a better one.
I don't think she's a Seth Rollins. She's the Dolph Ziggler.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
You can put a belt on her whenever you want. You can have her lose to whoever you want. She makes everyone look like $1 billion every time she comes out there. And every time she's also out there, you also think, oh, they might have her win today.
Yeah.
And to your point, just for whatever reason, does not get as much appreciation as Charlotte and Becky do.
Right. Well, we understand the whole Charlotte thing just because of the prestige, right? Yeah. It's the prestige more than anything. Becky, I understand, because Becky is one of those get it out the mud. The fans love her so much to the point, and she's evolved. Her character has evolved so much that she's done incredible. Bailey
Sports Illustrated says so too. So
exactly,
Report says so also.
It's not just her saying it. Other people are saying it. But I just want Bailey to be able to get her fair share. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like when they had the stable, that was a good run for her, but they never really put the rocket behind her to be able to, like, you know what I mean? So but we did get a Becky sighting after the match, and she did her thing, assaulted AJ, right? Laid her out with the championship. I like that. It was good. We've been getting a lot more good blood feuds and nice interactions of no talking, just violence, and being able to just move on, right? That's good. I like that. So obviously we're definitely going to get AJ and Becky at WrestleMania. That's what we need. Becky is definitely going to go over at WrestleMania because that makes sense. But then Bailey and Lyra in the back, Lyra's pushing her. We're gonna get you to Mania, blah, blah, and they're looking like they're gonna go after the tag team titles, which I don't hate. I think that's a good place for them, because Lyra, I think, is great, but I think Lyra is in that mix of you're good, but you're not gonna get the same reactions as a right now as a superstar. We might have to just put you in this tag team for a while and see how that goes.
So I mean, you have Lash and Nia, obviously they're champions.
Yep.
Bellas have shown back up.
Yep.
Charlotte and Alexa are still there.
Yep. Bailey
and Lyra.
Yep.
And then the Kabuki Warriors, which is the tricky one, because obviously they interrupted them.
Yeah.
But we know they've been teasing the breakup. But
so
now
maybe we don't get that. Maybe we don't get the breakup until Backlash.
Right. Because at this point, I feel like a breakup now with just like a few Raws left does not give enough time.
No, it doesn't. And also too, it now you can, if you do the breakup, you're taking away from a potential really, really good match with all of these tag teams going for the championship at WrestleMania.
But I just named 5 tag teams.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a match with at least 5 women tag teams?
Put them in a ladder match.
Yeah, I don't like that. But it's probably going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm booking like WWE. They're going to put them in a ladder match, and that's what we're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. What are we talking about next? Let's just move on.
Let's talk about. All right. Here's going to be something. It's negative, but it's more of just constructive criticism.
Okay.
Javon Evans needs to work on his acting. It's just not selling enough for me. Like, You got Kofi back there.
He's not there to act. He's there to be bouncy.
You're right, but it's a part of your job title. Damn that. So Kofi. Let's talk about the backstage segment. Kofi's there, and obviously he's been trying to get him to join the New Day, which would be kind of cool. But they're trying to tease it, and he was thinking about it. This week comes, and all of a sudden, he was just like, "Oh, don't talk about my guy like that." Oh,
yeah. I'm out, man. No, I'm out.
Yeah, that's not a reason to be like, what are we doing? Like, you gotta get better here, Javon. That's all I'm saying. You my man. You're a young guy. You'll figure it out. But come on now, man. You got to be better than that, man.
I think the better or the more intriguing thing in all that was the dissension with Kofi and Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are we finally doing something with Grayson Waller?
Well, we are doing something with Grayson Waller because guess what happened shortly after that?
Well, then he got himself cursed.
Yeah, Danhausen cursed Grayson Waller, so we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens with that.
I mean, I was really hoping Kofi would have let him in, so he would have gotten the Curse Crunch cereal or whatever he called it. But what we've been noticing, though, is whenever Danhausen has cursed someone, the curse has only been on that night.
Right. Nothing happened to
Grayson on that night.
Right.
So will it stretch over to next week? Will we have a match of Grayson against Javon Evans and something happens where he's cursed?
Or Grayson may end up confronting Danhausen, and then Danhausen cursing him again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get something that happens on next week's Raw. So, but all in all, Danhausen is great. He's absolutely great. Absolutely,
he's very nice and very evil.
Yeah. One thing I didn't like though, I don't know if you peeped this. Why did we get Grande Americano versus Grande Americano?
So Grande Americano would win.
But I don't want to see that right now.
Well, here's the thing. Original Grande Americano is losing the American audience. They are now starting to also turn into the evil Grande Americano.
I noticed that, yeah.
And they're loving Bravo and Rayo.
They're great.
They all just showed up in NXT to a massive pop. They're obviously over like crazy in AAA.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I don't know.
It's
because at this point
we're going to get the mask versus mask.
Yeah, I just want to.
But now at this point,
you can't.
You have to have Chad Gable lose, right?
That's what I'm saying. You cannot let new Grande Americano and you can't let him lose now. You just can't.
Right. By the way, have you realized we have now had Grande Americano, some version of Grande Americano on our TV for a year?
Really?
Grande Americano wrestled Rey Fenix at Mania last year.
That's crazy.
We have had this they have done this bit for over a year now.
That's impressive. It's impressive. I got to give him kudos for that. It's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that they're super over right now, but here's the problem, right? If you let Chad Gable get revealed and he gets the mask taken off, then now Chad Gable is heel, or you keep him face, or how do you? Is this a double turn?
You definitely move him to SmackDown,
right? Is this a double turn? Like what ends up happening here?
I feel like they're kind of teasing a double turn of some kind, because who is the number one contender for the AAA title right now? Grande Americano.
Yeah.
Who is now getting more cheers than Dominic even is in AAA.
Right. Yeah, that's probably where they're going.
What are we doing here?
That's probably what they do.
Yeah.
Interesting. That I did not expect to see, but listen, that's what happens when the fans are reacting one way or another. You have to pivot. You got to make a sensible pivot. That might not be a bad thing, because at the end of the day, look, Chad Gable is great. Chad Gable is a great performer.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the caveat. Chad Gable is a better heel than he is face.
Yes, he is.
And that's why I think that it makes sense to be able to go this route, because you can get so much more out of him. And then on top of that, you can put the Creed brothers back to work, because they've been kind of just blowing in the wind, right?
And they're good. And Ivy Nile has been getting better and better as well.
Better and better. So you can be able to go ahead and start this up again. And now you can be able to give Chad Gable a reason to be able to get a title and have a long run with a mid-card title. You know what I mean? So it works out for everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it may end up being the best outcome, because at some point we're going to get, you know, Grande Americano, and everybody's going to get the mask taken off. And then, you know, we're gonna go that way. It's not time yet, but it's going to come a time where that happens.
Right.
So, I think that's. Oh, let's go ahead and talk about this. Gunther may not have a match at Mania, and what's crazy is that you called this, sir. You called this before it even started to happen. That the opponent for Gunther was definitely going to be Rey Mysterio, and it was going to be a retirement match, career match, and we might not get that, because the reports are and the rumors are that Rey is still recovering from fractured ribs since January and may not be ready for WrestleMania. So it's unfortunate that Gunther is going to be off Mania, but kudos to you for being able to call this, sir. That's what I'm kind of, you know, pinpointing on. So go ahead. The floor's yours.
I don't need the floor, because it probably ain't going to happen right now due to Rey's injury. Obviously, you can't predict things like that.
Yeah.
But the man who retired Goldberg, Cena, and AJ Styles in the same calendar year
won't be on the biggest show of the year.
Correct. Now, here's how you make up for it. Brock Lesnar loses to Oba Femi at WrestleMania. He cuts a promo on Raw. Brock Lesnar cuts a promo, mind you. No Paul Heyman. It's just Brock.
Because I'm sure Paul Heyman would be incapacitated at that point.
Right. And Brock is putting over Oba. He's like that he is the next big thing.
Big thing, right.
Saying something, blah, blah, blah. Gunther emerges out of nowhere and beats the hell out of Brock Lesnar and lays him out. Brock is off TV to build up SummerSlam in Minnesota. Brock versus Gunther, Brock's career on the line. So if you have Gunther just not on TV at all for the next month.
Yeah, but that's okay. So, but you taking Brock, okay, so because after Mania, we're going to be in April. So you're going to take him off from April, May, June, July.
Until you know, like he appears back mid to late June to start setting up the match for SummerSlam.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, he's part-time already anyway.
So you're fixated that you think that Brock is not going to pass SummerSlam one way or the other.
It's in Minnesota. That will be his final show.
Interesting. I mean, I don't hate it.
No. I'm saying, and this is where we're swerving with Gunther, because all of a sudden, I don't want him to suddenly appear 2 weeks before Mania and have a match, because a guy with this story should not just suddenly have a match thrown together
with just any rando.
Right.
You know,
are we going to have him against Penta for the IC title?
No.
So at this point, Gunther not on Mania at all. We don't see him at all until the Raw after Mania, where he lays out Brock.
Okay. I don't hate it, unless, you know, Gunther just takes up some old veteran and beats the hell out of him in WrestleMania. That'd be great. That'd be great. He'll just take
Gunther versus Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, just take somebody out of the crowd and throw him over the banister. just beat the hell out of him.
Honky Tonk Man is here for WrestleMania. Gunther, what are you doing?
Exactly. You know, that'd be fun. You know, that'd be fun. But yeah, I you know, it's unfortunate, but yeah, you don't force feed a Gunther into the card unless there's something really significant there. So hold him out until there's something significant, which would be you know, the whole Brock build. So that'd be interesting. Okay, listen, main event time. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, segment 3. Is this segment 3?
The third one together.
I didn't like this one. Like it. I didn't like any. I didn't like any part of this. I think it dragged out too long. I think that there was a lot of malazing on Roman's part. I hate. Punk was fine, because Punk is always going to be able to give you the right emotion and the right cadence in regards to what he's delivering. Roman was all over the fucking place. Sometimes I love Roman, but sometimes you get this too cool for school, where it's just like your promo is not hitting because you're taking too long to get to what the hell you have to say. It didn't make sense. There was like 5 minutes of just nonsense until we got to the actual line that actually makes sense as to why you can be able to get under CM Punk's skin. Hey, you're old. This is why I'm going to beat you, because you're over the hill. You're over your skis. The only reason why you're still champion is because there's nobody healthy enough to take it from you. I'm that guy. I'm that young guy, and I'm going to be able to run circles around you at WrestleMania because you're not fit enough to be in there with me. You're just too old, guy. That should have been the premise of the entire promo. Instead, we get the last 30 seconds of that. And obviously, Punk responds. He punches him, and there's a cackling Roman on the floor. And then there's this awkward pull away. And I'm just sitting there on my couch like, that segment was 8 minutes. It was nonsense until the last 30 seconds of it.
I love that you didn't like it. I'm completely in agreement with you on most of what you said. Your old part was the worst part of the whole thing.
All right. So then tell me what the part that, if you didn't, did you like anything about it, or did you hate the whole thing?
I liked the beginning when they were doing jabs at each other regarding the names.
Right.
You know, calling you Phil. I could call you Tahiki, whatever. I could call you Joe, but there's another Samoan named Joe who I respect.
That I respect more. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, that was a good little barn back and forth with like the name thing. Cool. That was fun. You first lost me when Roman walks out of the ring and Punk keeps blocking him from leaving. Roman then continues to try to escape. Finally gets out of the ring. Punk says, I'm the champ. I'm in charge. you do not leave until I tell you can leave.
And then he just complies.
And then Roman comes back in the ring. So that right there, okay, now you lost me. Because now you have just succumbed to Punk as the champion and you're doing what he says. The tribal chief is doing what someone else is telling him to do. There you completely lost me.
Hated that. Yeah, hated that.
Now, you're old line. Let me explain the issues with this line. It's a fun jab. It's, to get the shock value from the crowd, like mentioning to him. However, we have two options here. Roman wins, but that means he beat an old guy, or Roman loses, which means he lost to an old guy.
And
that's what you have now.
And newsflash, Roman ain't young either.
Roman's 40. I just looked it up. Punk's 47, Roman's 40.
Not that big of a difference.
No. So no matter what happens now, the story is, will the old guy win? So will Roman lose to an old guy, or would he beat an old guy? Because, we're not going to take you seriously because he beat an old man.
Because you got to remember, too.
We can't take you seriously because you just lost to an old man.
And not to cut you off, remember, after Punk beat, who did he beat at Elimination Chamber? It was Finn.
Yes.
They started that with the tweets, right? That Roman tweeted, he was out of gas, he was blown up, and all this other stuff. So they were already like going this route without necessarily like naming it that.
So,
and if that's your premise about building the biggest WrestleMania main event for your brand, we have major problems. If you have two of these guys that can go any route that they want to be able to build animosity, because there's history here. There's the whole Shield thing. There's the whole Punk leaving and bashing Roman and bashing a whole bunch of other people on the way out or while he was out. You have the whole Paul Heyman thing. You have him coming back and Roman having to be, kind of abreast to, hey, Roman, you think it's a good idea to be able to bring Punk back? Yeah, sure. I'm the locker room guy. Bring him back. I don't give a shit, right? You have all of these different aspects to the build. And what you landed on was, you're old, and that's what sparks Punk to punch you in the face. Not the fact that he disrespected you trying to walk out of the ring and we didn't get any physicality there. We didn't get a Punk grabbing Roman's arm and physically throwing his ass back into the ring. And then we get a nice face-to-face where they're really at odds and we thinking that they're going to come to blows. No. I demand you to get back in the ring because I'm the champion. What is this?
Yeah. So here's how, again, you could have delivered the same type of message, but made it worth watching. Because again, you're old. Well, now I'm beating up an old guy or I lose to an old guy. And that's how it goes. Or you go, let's be real. You are worried because this could very well be the last time you're qualified to be in a main event at WrestleMania, and you've only been in one that you lost.
Right. This is your last chance.
This is your last chance to win a main event at WrestleMania because your time is about to end. Blah, blah, blah. That is insinuating you're old and don't have much time left. But I'm not talking about you're old. I'm talking about your history at WrestleMania. As opposed to Roman Reigns' history. Oh, this is my 11th Mania I'm main eventing. And I got 11 more to go.
Right.
I have won so many.
Too, what they could have done was you could have literally taken two different standpoints of how they approach this, right? You still have the whole laissez-faire, laid back Roman Reigns, but you lean into him not taking Punk seriously at all. Like, bro, I'm looking past you. I don't even consider you a peer. I have surpassed you long time ago. I don't take you seriously. That's how, and then you have Punk now being the aggressor to try to make him say, I need you to see me. I need you to recognize who you're in the ring with. And that's when you get Punk doing all of these particular things and very, very slowly starting to get under Roman Reigns' skin to the point where it gets to a boiling point and boom, right? There's this crescendo. That's the angle that you get to. You don't do this malaise garbage that you did here, because what you did was you just null and void the other 2 promos that you just did. So now you're going to have to make up for the garbage that you just did and try to salvage it by having a very good, if not great one, the next time they're in the ring together. Because you literally just wasted a Roman Reigns appearance on Monday Night Raw. You had an old school bloodline segment in the back where Roman's sitting on the couch, the Usos are there like stooges. What are we doing? Like, what was this?
It was them trying to do a short-term shock value, and it blew up in their faces.
It was just bad. Like,
because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, from this up to what we have up to this point, this has been demoted to the Saturday night main event.
Yeah, they literally demoted themselves with what they did on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Because you now have to be better than what we saw on Friday. And I don't know how you guys get there by what you just did.
Yep.
Because there's no road to be able to get to that level of aggression before WrestleMania.
You're exactly right.
Because you literally took the off-ramp at the worst possible option. What's the worst option that we can take here that's going to kill this feud? Oh, here it is. Let's take that one. For you to have Roman Reigns and CM Punk look like they have zero chemistry in the ring, that's a writing issue. That's a booking problem. That has nothing to do with Roman. That has nothing to do with CM Punk. Whatever garbage they got, they tried to make the best out of it. That was garbage. Absolute garbage. Throw it away and don't even show clips of this the next time they're in the ring. I don't even want to remember this at any stage of this build for WrestleMania. I won't remember this one. This is one of those situations where your team gets blown out by 50 points in basketball, and then you just kind of like erase it out of your mind and get to the next game. That's exactly what this was.
Don't worry. On Raw, Roman will present CM Punk with an AARP card.
Like, all right.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we got.
Here's how we end this, because
okay, we got to wrap up.
Yeah, I want to end this with a bullet. How do you salvage this? Give me one road that we can be able to salvage this to make it the Sunday main event again.
You have some type of segment with the two that results in Roman's family members. Some of them are siding with Punk.
Okay.
So now I don't know if that means you have Jay on one side, Jimmy on the other. I don't know if that means you bring in some of the others, right. Just like as far as, we're having a big Bloodline family segment, but then a few of them start praising CM Punk. I mean, this is the type of setup that they would do where Roman comes out, calls out CM Punk, and then they have an impersonator with a walker making CM Punk look like he's 90 years old come down to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they have this set now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it's like the equivalent of the Mickie James versus Lay Cool feud where they were calling Mickie James fat.
When was Mickie James fat?
Where she's never been fat in her life. Just like CM Punk, you're old. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the roster. There are older
than
CM Punk.
Yeah.
And they will probably be somewhere on the show. I mean, Randy Orton's 45. He's close.
And he's about to win the championship in Mania. And one of the hottest people in the company, right? So it's not about age. You gotta come with something better than that. This is like low-hanging fruit.
If Rey Mysterio is healthy, he's 51.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is going to be on the show. Brock Lesnar's 48. He's older than Punk.
There you go.
So how can we use the old joke when there are multiple people that are going to be on the show that are the same, if not older than him?
I was really looking forward to this entire build because I just thought that every week it would get a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, because you have these two guys in the ring, because of the history, because of their impeccable mic skills. Like, you just took that away from them with this garbage. Like, this is literal garbage. So I'm not gonna harp on it. We have plenty to discuss as the weeks go on. Final comment or quote, Mr. Tara, before you get out of here.
Your next WWE Tag Team Champions, Damian Priest and R-Truth.
I like it.
In the year 2026.
Unbelievable. And listen, Damian Priest ain't young neither. So
no, and R-Truth is the oldest. R-Truth is the oldest on the roster, I think.
He's like,
let me look it up real quick here.
He's like 54.
R-Truth, according to Wikipedia, is 54.
There you go.
And how old is Damian
Priest? I think is like 45.
Damian Priest, 43.
There you go. So again, I just do better. If this is the main event, guys, this is my final word. Fix it. Because if you don't fix it, you are literally ruining your WrestleMania weekend. That's all I'm saying. That's all for this show. Josh, this was great. It was a great breakdown. Pretty decent 2 shows. Friday Night SmackDown. Raw was okay. Because, like I said, confusing, but not terrible. So we will take it on the road to WrestleMania. I'm sure that next week, I'm sure Friday will be very good. We'll get Randy, I guess, giving us the reasons as to why. Maybe we'll get a showdown with him and Cody, or maybe they keep Cody off TV for a little bit, which would be smart. So let's see how they go about that. But until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.